We were warned. The locals called it the Hollow One. They said the forest near Grayson Ridge wasn't safe after dark, not because of wolves or bears, but because something ancient lived there. Something that hunted only when the moon was high and the wind refused to blow. But we were young and stupid. It started as a camping trip. 4 of us, me, Jake, Natalie, and Darren. We wanted to get off the grid, get high, and scare each other with ghost stories. We found the clearing after hiking for hours. The trees were thick, too thick. The silence was unnatural, no birds, no bugs, not even wind in the branches. Still, we set up camp. That night around the fire, Darren started laughing about the legends. If it's so dangerous, why hasn't anyone filmed it? Where's the Netflix doc? Jake chuckled nervously. Natalie said nothing. Then, somewhere far off, we heard it. Not an animal, a cry, human but wrong. It echoed through the trees, layered like 100 voices all screaming together. Then it stopped. We stared into the dark, and then we heard it closer, right behind us. We spun around, flashlights trembling in our hands, but there was nothing there. Just shadows, trees, fog curling between the trunks like smoke. It's just an echo, Darren said, but his voice cracked. We didn't sleep much that night. By morning, things got weirder. Jake's boots were gone, just vanished from inside his tent. In their place were footprints, bare, human, leading from the forest and stopping right at his sleeping bag. No one laughed anymore. Natalie wanted to leave. So did I. But Darren refused. We're probably being messed with, some freak local playing games. He didn't believe it. That evening, the air grew heavy, like something was pressing down on the forest. We lit the fire early, stayed close. Natalie barely spoke. Jake kept glancing over his shoulder. Then from the dark, we heard my voice. "Hey guys," it said, sounding just like me. "Where'd you go?" But I hadn't moved. I was sitting right there. The voice came from the trees. Jake stood up slowly. "Who the hell is that?" No one answered. Then the voice called again. "Help, please," it sounded like Natalie. But she was right there, shaking beside me. That's when we understood it doesn't call to you, it becomes you. We didn't sleep that night. Every few minutes, something out in the woods would mimic one of us. First me, then Darren, then Natalie's laugh, except warped, too high-pitched, like a recording played too fast. Jake snapped. He grabbed an axe from the gear bag and shouted into the trees. "Come out, I know you're there." Nothing answered, at least not right away. Then a voice whispered from every direction at once. "You brought me with you." The fire blew out. Every torch flickered. Natalie screamed. I saw something move between the trees, tall, unnaturally thin, its head tilted sideways like it didn't understand how to be human. Antlers rose above it, but they weren't bone. They were branches, growing, shifting. We ran. Branches tore at our clothes. The forest seemed to bend around us, rearranging, unfamiliar. No trail, no stars. Just fog and breath and the pounding of our hearts. Jake didn't make it. He tripped and fell behind. We heard him scream, and then the scream continued, too long, too distorted to be human. And then it stopped. Silence again. The kind that makes your ears ring. Darren wanted to go back. I held him back. Natalie was crying, whispering a prayer over and over. But prayers didn't help here. Because whatever was in those woods, it wasn't hunting us. It was playing with us. By sunrise, we were lost. No birds, no wind, just the forest, still and watching. Natalie hadn't spoken in hours. Darren kept muttering under his breath the same line over and over. "It's not real. It's not real." But it was. We found Jake's jacket hanging from a tree. It was folded perfectly like a gift. Beneath it was a pile of teeth. Too many to belong to just one person. Natalie threw up. I wanted to. But I couldn't stop staring at the trees. They were wrong, twisted in a way they hadn't been yesterday. Bark peeling like skin, black sap dripping like blood. I looked away, but not fast enough. Something was standing behind the trees, tall, gaunt. Its limbs were too long, knees bending the wrong way. Its mouth stretched across its face like it had been carved with broken glass. And it smiled. I grabbed Natalie's hand, screamed at Darren to run. But the forest didn't let us go. Every path looped back. Every trail led us in circles. We marked a tree with my pocket knife. An hour later, we passed it again. Our mark was still there, but this time it was bleeding. We weren't lost. We were trapped, and the thing in the woods was closing in. Night fell like a curtain of death. We found a small cave near a ravine and took shelter inside, lighting our last flashlight. Natalie was crying silently. Darren stared at the wall, whispering to someone who wasn't there, and outside it waited. We could hear it moving through the trees, slow, deliberate, like it wanted us to know it was near, hunting without urgency, playing with us. Then we heard it again, my voice calling from the forest, then Natalie's, then Darren's. It mimicked us perfectly, voices rising and overlapping, begging, screaming, laughing. Something scraped against the cave entrance. Then silence. We held our breath. Minutes passed. Then Darren stood up. "I hear my mom," he said, eyes glassy. "She's out there, she needs help." We tried to stop him, too late. He stepped outside. There was a sound wet and sharp, like meat hitting stone. He didn't scream. Natalie broke. She curled up, sobbing, whispering prayers. I held the flashlight, hands shaking. The beam flickered, then died. Darkness. Then two glowing eyes appeared at the mouth of the cave, and it spoke, not in words, in memories. It flooded my mind with pain, shame, guilt. All the moments I hated myself, every lie, every regret. I felt myself unravel, but I remembered something, fire. I reached for my lighter, my last matchbook. I lit it. Then the next. Then the last. The flame roared to life. It hated the fire, screeched, fled into the trees. Natalie and I ran. We didn't stop, not once. When the sun finally rose, we collapsed at a ranger station, bloody, delirious, alive. Darren was never found. They told us we were dehydrated, delusional, that we imagined it all. But I know what we saw, what we heard, and what still follows me in my dreams. Sometimes at night, I hear it outside my window whispering in my voice, "Let me in."